Girl, get the fuck off me! Get off me! Get off me! Someone's coming towards me. I'm grabbing his skull and I'm throwing you. Knee how fuck nigga.
They got the most terroristic DBs of all time.
So, with the end of week 1 for college football, I'm here with my co-host Jones, and we're gonna go over everything that's happened over this coming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in the world of college football, from some pretty bad games to some of the most memorable things we'll probably see this year in the world of college football. So, without that, I'm gonna let Jones get into it first, and let's kick it off for us.
Let's start it off with the college that Ashton Jeanty left. We all expected Boise State to continue this little hot streak they had going on. I very much did, because sure, Ashton Jeanty was part of the reason they won games, but I didn't think it was the entire reason.
This nigga is trash.
I didn't think that the defense was as bad as that was shown on Friday when they played the University of South Florida. Ashton Jeanty did do one thing. He hit this O-line's flaws like no other. I'm being so honest, man. This O-line is absolute boo-boo butt cheeks garbage. Like this O-line really just, there's nothing to describe it. Again, it's the University of South Florida that just embarrassed Boise State on a big stage like Friday. Because not many other games are on that were worth watching besides that one. So everyone got to see that firsthand. They got beat to the tune of 34 unanswered points. 34 straight after scoring their first touchdown. I'm not gonna lie. There's two things that are true from this game that we know. Boise State can't tackle, and that boy Brian Brown is weird. That is a real, I'm not even gonna say it, for the sake of the broadcast, for the sake of stupid, to keep PG's the first couple minutes of the video, I won't say it. But y'all know what I'm saying, man. Brian Brown, that's a big dude right there playing QB. I'm not gonna lie, I always call him Cam Newton 2.0, but I ain't see Cam Newton doing all that. He was out there trucking with authority. He was out there running dudes over with mass. Like he did it when it wasn't even needed. He was doing it for fun. He was doing it because he loves contact. That's what he does. That's what he likes. He likes contact. That's a linebacker turned quarterback. That's all I got to say about that game.
God, that was a hard watch. I ain't gonna lie. You was right. The boys can't tackle. Missed tackles just everywhere. But I'm not even gonna harp on it too much because that was depressing to watch. But on to the big game, the game everybody's been waiting for this week. Texas versus Ohio State, the rematch of the college football playoffs, the Sugar Bowl. And I'm gonna keep it 100% stacked with you. The first quarter of this game was just straight up mid football. Not a single thing transpired. I'm talking about people were dropping passes. The way people were dropping passes, you thought some of these dudes was newspaper boys. Just straight up dropping pass after pass after pass. Like, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. Nobody was catching no passes. I'm over here watching this game. It's just ground and pound run game for the first half. Not a single thing was accomplished. And I wholeheartedly believe, I ain't gonna lie to you, that game should have went to overtime if Colin Simmons didn't decide to grab somebody by their face mask and just smack them across the face. But it is what it is. For Archie Manning, that was a pretty mid game. I ain't gonna lie. That was pretty bad. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Interception. Beautiful dot right to the defense, and then do a nice touchdown pass. Shout out to Park Livingstone. Came in clutch for that one. Julian saying, you didn't play no better. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you, bro. That touchdown pass you threw, I ain't gonna lie. Cardinal Tate should have dropped that pass. Straight up, he should have dropped that. Smooth. But honestly, there isn't much to say about that game. It was really just like a really mid football game. Like, I was expecting a whole lot more, but nothing got accomplished that game, so it is what it is.
Moving on. Georgia Tech, Colorado, man. All right, the big hoops. All right, we were expecting, a lot of people were expecting, what Boise State got from Colorado. A lot of people, we all know how people feel about Coach Prime. They don't really like Coach Prime. They don't like him too much, but for what happened on Saturday, for losing a lot of their big time names, a lot of their big time leaders, a lot of their identity, really, for being honest. They lost their identity pretty much when Shadur, when Travis, when all those guys are they're gone. So for what happened, that's not too bad. It is Georgia Tech, though.
What do you mean by that?
I can't lie. I don't think Shedur's losing to Georgia Tech, man. I just don't think that's happening. But I mean, this is a kid quarterback, Salter. He's coming from Liberty University. The competition is not too steep there. So this is a jump for him. This is a jump, and I mean he played decently, played well. A couple hundred yards, past a touchdown. Yeah, the run game's still not good. The run game needs to. Now that they don't have Shadur Sanders to lean on, they don't have Travis Hunter to lean on. This is definitely Colorado's opportunity to make sure that run game, it gets fixed. As for Georgia Tech, anyways, moving on.
Wow. Okay. Since you didn't want to say,
I'm being honest. Who cares about Georgia Tech football?
Me.
Who cares about Georgia Tech football?
See, you weren't watching Georgia Tech last year. You weren't there when they sent Georgia to 6 overtimes in Georgia. That was good football right there.
Hey, man, that's great football for them, I guess.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna just straight up say it now. I don't know how you didn't win that game when Georgia Tech turned over the ball like 3 times, but hey, to each their own. To each their own for Georgia Tech.
Deion will put out a good defense. I will say he will put out a good defense on the
Great defense. Terrible.
O-line, running game, special teams, maybe not.
He will put out a good defense. There, non-existent like some people's fathers. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. It's the word of football. Because if I got 3 turnovers, I'm scoring on all 3 turnovers. But maybe it's just
you personally.
Me personally.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, really wanted to dodge this just because I didn't want to talk about this game because it started off so well. The first drive was beautiful.
Real quick, a great philosopher once said, "They don't have Nick Saban to save them. I just don't see them stopping me."
All right. Okay. I'm gonna keep this short. I'm gonna keep this straight and sweet. And not gonna hold you. I'm not even gonna congratulations to FSU because y'all did y'all's thing. Y'all came, y'all played football, y'all won. To Alabama, I'm gonna say this so clearly. The shit I saw on Saturday never needs to happen again. I don't know how we got beat on the defensive line of scrimmage, the offensive line. The only people who showed up for that game were Ty Simpson, Jeremy Bernard, and Rico Scott, and the fans. Everybody else clearly just left themselves at home. Ryan Williams, speedy recovery, but how do you let another man bitch you like that?
Georgia Merchant.
All right, hold up, shut up real quick. Anyway, I'm not gonna listen to somebody telling me Georgia Merchant when this man almost had 1,000 yards receiving last season. All right. Anyway. Defense, I don't know what happened. I legitimately was seeing people miss like Bray Hubbard. I've seen you hit stick children for less. Yet for some reason, you just refuse to go out there just lay your shoulder into Tommy Castellanos and just let him run across the whole field. The entire defense needs to be put on a fire pit. If I ever in my life see defense that bad again, like no cap, Dan Orlovsky said it best. Nick Saban would have had 90% of the people in that defense off the team by Monday morning if he saw what he saw on Saturday. Offensive play call. I don't know what we were doing. The first drive was amazing. We drove down the field within like 6 minutes. We straight up we was marching. After that, I don't know what the plan was. We literally just all of a sudden, we just started spamming the run. Run wasn't working, so we just stopped passing. So I was like, Jeremy Bernard is over here just cooking. I don't want to see that, Jordan. It's too early for that right now. I don't want to see that. Play calling needs to get fixed. Defense needs to get fixed. Offensive line, if you can't block, bro, go home. I'm sorry. I can find way more useful fat people than y'all because I don't know what y'all had going on in the field that day. Like I legitimately might just call up Tristan to go play fucking right tackle at this point with the way y'all was looking. Like just straight up.
Man, West Texas.
Hey, DeBoer, if you need a real guard. Tristan. Tired of this. Anyway, man, on to week 2. If we lose week 2, I will actually crash out to like the highest degree. It might be worse than when we lost to Oklahoma last season. But anyway, man, on to the next.
I can't wait to see it. Now, moving on to a real team in the SEC that can get it done. The Tennessee Volunteers, man. Real team in the SEC. They got rid of that boy, Nico. They told him, you ain't getting no bands from us.
Yeah.
They got rid of him. And you know what they developed? They developed this thing called run game. Now, I know Alabama doesn't know what that is. Colorado doesn't know what that is. Boise State forgot what that was. But a good run game can win you a lot of games where you just can't do anything else. Syracuse football went out there. They put on the best performance they could have for a Syracuse football program. I don't know what you want me to say about them. Hey, you guys went out there. Y'all played like y'all like football. You know, that's all I can say about y'all.
Wow.
Y'all played like y'all love the sport. You know, you can't say that for a lot of teams, you know, this week. You know, most importantly, you know, one's down south with the A in their name.
All right.
We're not saying any names down.
All right. All right.
You know, some teams actually love playing football. And, you know, Syracuse, they love playing some football, you know. They did a little something out there, but Tennessee really showed that they're going to lean on the run game this year, and I don't blame them for doing that. That's a great thing to lean on. It's a wonderful thing to lean on. Not much to say about the game. It was a good game
for Tennessee.
You know, until the fourth quarter, and then Tennessee kind of started pulling away. It was a good game, but most thing I got to take away from Tennessee, man, the secondary got to shore some things up. There's a lot of situations where Syracuse should have just been out the game, but then, you know, here comes the secondary to lose the game. They really wanted to lose that game, man. The secondary just wanted to get that. They wanted to get that L. I don't know what it was. They weren't getting blurred. It's just like it'd be a simple thing like 3rd down and 5. Next thing you know, out is wide open. He's just standing there. But other than that, you know, Tennessee's gonna be they're gonna be good. I don't think they're gonna win the SEC. They're probably gonna be in the same situation they were last year. You know, maybe like a lower seed in the playoff, or maybe just barely missing it. But I don't see them, you know, taking over the SEC. Now moving on down to the boot. I know exactly who's gonna take the SEC.
All right, you lost your mind.
Listen here, North Carolina. Listen up, all you North Carolina Negroes.
Pause.
Line it up and pack it up. All right, because there's only one Death Valley. It's been proven time and time again who the real Death Valley is. Joe Burrow had to show y'all.
All right.
And now Big Will.
Big Will.
Boy, a linebacker. We got the linebackers out. Big Perk. The Will. Big Perk the Will. Big Will, Big Perk, whatever you want to call it. The defense went out there, man, and they showed what a true LSU defense can do to an offense that was supposedly having a Heisman candidate on there. I just don't know who it was. You know, I don't know who it was. Sure wasn't Klubnik. Wasn't Cade. Wasn't Cade over there. He wasn't Heisman. Man, you know who was a Heisman? You know who was Heisman? Big Perk. Perk said, if anybody deserved that number 7 on the defense, it was definitely him. I'm glad he got it. He proved why he got that number 7 on LSU. LSU has legendary numbers like that. I don't know if Alabama does. LSU does.
Whoa.
You know, on the offensive side of the ball.
All right.
On the offensive side of the ball. Hey man, I'm so glad we got that kid from Buckeyville. I'm so glad we got that kid from Buckeyville. He can run the ball, man. He can run the ball.
Man, what?
Gary Nussmeier, on the other hand, you know, hey man, we got cleaned up a little bit. You know, you can't play like that against Georgia. You might be able to get away with that against Clemson, but you know, we play, you know, a real team like Georgia. That's pretty much it on the schedule. We play a real team. You can't play like that. You can't play
real
like
team, yes sir.
So,
yes, sir.
you know, you gotta clean that up a little bit. We gotta clean, you know, it's a little rough around the edges, but it's week 1, so I'll let it, you know, tune up a little bit. By week 4 though, I need it to be air raid offense. All right, I need it to be like Pearl Harbor. All right, and that's all I gotta say about that issue.
So by week 4, what you gonna say? Fuck Caden Durham, yeah. We're gonna go straight Anderson.
He
Gary Anderson.
He can catch the ball too.
Mm.
I'm like, hey, he can catch the ball.
All right. No, you know, y'all said air raid offense last year when y'all played us. That didn't end well at all. That did not end well at all. Hey, tell me on mine. Tell me on mine. Tell me on mine. Did that go well? Did that go well? That didn't go well. Man, you know who is?
They
who
don't
is the
have Nick
epitome?
Saban to save them. I just don't see them stopping. Hey, after that, nobody takes y'all serious.
All right, set that up. Anyway, you know what true air raid offense is? Baylor football. That's real air raid off. God damn, man, that was.
Hey man, them doctors down there at Baylor, they be putting in work on that football field.
Boy, they
I
put
can't
in
lie.
real work. No cap.
Them doctors,
What?
the nurses down there. Boy.
I ain't gonna hold you. That boy Sawyer is nice. That meant I'm talking about straight dimes the entire game. If his defense wasn't selling real shit, that entire middle of the field wasn't throwing the game, they generally should have won by 30. That nigga was throwing straight lasers. Jackson Arnold can't hold you. Quarterback skills, not gonna lie, absolutely fucking mid. But that boy can run the football. Absolutely mid at the quarterback position. But that man can run the football. And I will give him his props. Because Auburn's run game was on lock. Can't say the same about the passing game because, my God, that was off. I'm talking about straight dimes to safeties. Or just incomplete passes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just straight up. So, I mean, hey, but to Baylor, though, the offense looks real good. Defense needs to get cleaned up because there should be no reason your quarterback almost has, 4 passing touches on almost 400-plus yards of offense, and y'all lose a game by, damn near 10 points. I mean, hey, it is what it is, but, hey, teach their own. On to the next one.
Let's talk about the game that most of the world had their eyes on. Not only to prove a point, but, maybe to get a couple jokes off. It'd be entertaining. But we're going to North Carolina. Going right back to North Carolina. Man, it was a terrible day for people born in North Carolina. Terrible day for people living in North Carolina. Terrible day for people who go to the University of North Carolina. Drake May had a bad day by proxy. Everybody. Including Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan had a terrible day. Horrible day. Just because North Carolina. If you're from Carolina at all, Cam Newton had a bad day. Luke Kuechly had a bad day. Everybody had a bad day because they're in Carolina. Because, let's be honest. We all know the ACC is one of the worst divisions in football. I didn't think it was this bad. I didn't think it was this atrocious that we are allowing the Horned Frogs of TCU to take their belt off and proceed to turn those cheeks red for Mr. Bill Belichick. 6-time Super Bowl champion Bill Belichick? God, 7 times. Is it 6 or 7? That wasn't a 6-7 joke. Anyways, didn't he win one in the 90s?
Nah, I think it's 8. I think it might be 8 because I remember he won some with the Giants. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it might be 8. Jesus.
Yeah, so he's a something like that. Multi-time Super Bowl champion at the highest level that you could coach football. So he goes down to college, and we're thinking, oh, this is a piece of cake. Kids want to go play for Bill Belichick. I mean, are they good? They could want to go play. Are they good? Because, again, they went out there and got embarrassed by the Horned Frogs of TCU. And that's not any disrespect to TCU. TCU is just a woefully mid-program. They're always going to be like, wow. We can go forget about 2010. We gonna forget about 2010 TCU. All right, let's go. Yeah, I'm sorry. Andy Dalton's cool and everything. But hey, man, Andy Dalton's cool. I love Andy Dalton as much as the next guys. My mom grew up having a crush on Andy Dalton, and that's cool. For Mr. Andy. The problem is my mom is in her 40s, so that should show you enough about Mr. Andy Dalton and how long ago the TCU Horned Frogs were relevant. So the TCU Horned Frogs are, again, a woefully mid team. They're not even bad. They're just like, oh yeah, they're gonna be 5-7, 6-6, 7-5. A good season for them is 7-5. So for them to go out there and embarrass, I'm not here to say that North Carolina is gonna be bad this year. But if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck. All right. I'm not gonna call it a cow. North Carolina, they're gonna be in trouble this year because, again, I don't think Bill Belichick is ready for the fact that he has a Coach Prime size target on his back. Might be bigger. It might be bigger because he's an actual Super Bowl champion. So people are game planning for him. They want to beat Bill Belichick. They know they're gonna get in the news for beating Bill Belichick. So he better tighten up around there. I don't know. You better make them run more laps. He better, come up with some trick plays. But hey, it's only gonna get worse for North Carolina. That's all I gotta say.
Honestly, I can agree with you on that point. I don't think there's ever been a coach who just has like a phenomenal first season. Saban was like 7-6. Coach Prime was like 4-8. God, I remember that season like it was yesterday. They was getting belt to ass after Oregon whooped them that day. Jeez.
God. They're fighting for clicks. We're fighting for wins. Oh yeah. God. Right there. Ooh.
I ain't gonna lie. My one word of advice to Bill Belichick: Gio Lopez never needs to start another down of football again. Max Johnson is the truth, the way, and the light.
I mean, Bill Belichick's not watching, but his girlfriend might be. So
she better be. She better go ahead and tell him, bro. Because I ain't gonna lie.
She could be scrolling TikTok too. Do you think she knows what Musical.ly is? Let me stop.
I'm sure I can only finish this up, bro. Anyway, shoot. Anyway, man, UNC got destroyed. It was about to be a really bad week.
UNC got destroyed. UNC tapped the team 51-0. You know what? Hey, that wasn't a segment in this video. hey, bump it. We're adding it in now. University of North Texas. They beat a team 51-0. That team, what's their name? Don't matter to me. It don't matter to you. It don't matter to anybody. 51-0 to Lamar University. No Jackson, just Lamar. That boy, Mess the Maker, made quite the mess. That's what I'll say. He went out there and slapped them boys silly. All right. Now, me personally, I thought, hey, no DT Sherfield. The team was gonna, go down a little bit. He was the entire offense. He was our Deebo Samuel. But let me tell you, that boy, Mess the Maker, went out there and spread the ball around. He said, you get a pass. Everybody caught a pass. Simeon Evans caught passes. People went out there and caught passes. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, University of North Texas, put them on the map, undefeated. They're going to win the American Conference this year. And, put that on everything.
Okay. We just making crazy statements like that anyway. Anyway, before we start, I got to hear some more bullshit. Let's go down to South Carolina, because I will not lie to you, it was about to be a very, very bad week for North and South Carolina. Because the start of this game, I don't know what happened, what was going on in South Carolina, but don't get me wrong, Virginia Tech has an amazing defense. Kamari Copeland and them boys, were just doing their thing. Lenore Sellers got bitched in the end zone. I'm talking about they grabbed this man like he was a prepubescent child and slammed him into the ground. After that, I was concerned because from that point on, up until the third quarter, this game was extremely close for no reason. Virginia Tech's quarterback, man, was throwing dots to the defense, like straight up. That offense could not get going to save a child's life. And then same thing for South Carolina for most of the game. They was legitimately just
children, man.
I don't know, bro. I'm being so for real. If you watch the game in real time, you would be saying the same thing. I'm talking about just. If I let my little sister watch that game, she would be crying. That's how bad the offense was. Anyway, oh my God, this game was strictly just defense. Like most of the games this week were just straight defense. Like there was no lick of offense in like most of these football games. And specifically for this game and just in general, like offense wasn't doing nothing. South Carolina couldn't get things going until like the third quarter, and then they just started firing on all cylinders for like about 10 minutes and then just gave up. Virginia Tech was done by like the second half. Like I ain't gonna lie. After the quarterback threw a laser, straight to the backfield, just impeccable pass to the safety. The game was over by then. So I mean, other than that, there's nothing much to write home about this game. I feel like South Carolina, if you want to make the playoffs, get everything fixed, because if Lenore Sellers is getting safetied and getting blurred in the end zone, and he's supposed to be a Heisman candidate, and then y'all are supposed to also make the playoffs, and then y'all also just can't get passes going, run game is stalling, it's a recipe for disaster. For Virginia Tech, y'all have no hopes of making the playoffs. I mean, love my boy Kamari Copeland down there, but let's be realistic here. Them boys are not going to the playoffs whatsoever. But you know who is going to the playoffs? Hopefully, by the end of the season. A glorious game down in Miami, Hard Rock Stadium. Yes, the church people versus a bunch of criminals. Catholics versus convicts. This right here was peak football. This was amazing football. I'm going to say this now. I don't know. I don't know where this hate for Carson Beck came from. Yes, he played absolutely terrible last season. I'm talking about straight trash football right there. I was about to say basketball. That's how bad he was playing last season. But this game, I can't lie. That man was doing his thing. Like that game was actually one of my favorite games. It might be game of the year just because of some of the crazy shit that was going on. First off, CJ Daniels. I don't know who the hell you are. I don't know where you came from, but that catch you made in that game, that might be catch of the year. Unless Ryan Williams does some crazy shit against Georgia again. If that's the case, that's raps.
You know where he came from? You want to know where he came from?
I don't want to know, bruh. I don't want to know. Anyway.
Wide receiver,
That's why I didn't say anything. For both teams, can't even lie. You know, they did their thing defense-wise, you know. I would say for Notre Dame, your secondary needs a little work because Carson Beck was low-key torture y'all for a couple plays. And then for Notre Dame, I'm going to keep it a stack. The lack of use for Jeremiah Love either tells me two things. Either he's injured and y'all just don't want to say it, or Marcus Freeman might have been hitting a pack before the game and just forgot Jeremiah Love existed on the team. That's literally the only explanation. This man had like 4 or 5 carries for like 30 yards. Why does your best player have 4 carries for 30 yards? I don't know what the whole consecutive agreement was this weekend that we're just not gonna run the football. But I mean, hey, do your thing, bro. you lost to Miami, Carson Beck. All right, Carson Beck looks like a squirrel. Like, I'm sorry.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. It just had to be said.
But Carson Beck do to you?
Hey, man. Carson Beck, you did the thing, bro. Proud of you. I feel like you was getting a little too scrutinized last year for some of the things that were happening, albeit because your wide receiver room was absolute just trash last season. Can't even lie. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much that's probably game of the week right there. Easy. You got to be crazy if you tell me otherwise. But yeah, shout out to Notre Dame.
And with that is the end of the Week 1 college football review. And I will say, standing by, what are your thoughts? You know, what is your top 4-ish teams? You know, what teams are looking like? Oh yeah, they're legit, basically.
Off the rip, Ohio State's gonna be one. I feel like they have everything they need. Realistically, Julian Sain just needs to get more encompassing the offense before anything else. But he looked fine out there against Texas, truth be told. I would say Texas, same thing for Arch Manning. They just need better play calling, and Arch just needs to, I feel like he was just a little too nervous because I don't know why they decided to throw this man into probably one of the biggest games of this season, especially an away game for his first game of his entire career. He's going to be fine. I'm hearing people say he's a bust, which makes no absolute fucking sense. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say Tennessee. I'm going to throw Tennessee in there. I feel like Joey Aguilar, low-key doing his thing. They look a whole lot. They look like an actual football team. Because last season, my God, it was strictly just running backs. There was no lick of passing whatsoever for that team whatsoever. LSU was in there automatically by default. I like the way Garrett and Anderson looked the entire game. I mean, they wasn't their bag. I gotta give them that. They was cooking. I was enjoying watching that. I was enjoying the boys was cooking. And honestly, I'm not even gonna throw this team in there, but I feel like this team, if they can fix the issues they had last week, because I'm gonna be honest, there's no way it gets any worse than what happened on week 1 Friday. There is absolutely no way it gets any worse. That was bad. That was bad. Genuinely, that was terrible. Okay. Because it was.
I'm thinking about it. It's pretty much the same thing. LSU, Ohio State, Alabama. I guess. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess they could be up there. But all those top teams are cool. But we had Boise State last year. We have had Cinderella teams in the past. Who do you think is this year's Cinderella team? Sneaky good team.
FSU. I feel like last year was just a straight bad
combination. They just built to ass.
No. On a real note, I feel like last year, because people seem to forget. Let's disregard what happened last year when they went 2-10. FSU was generally a good program. Last year they had DJ. DJ, you need to get a job behind center playing quarterback, which was god awful.
DJ undeclared for the draft at quarterback.
Yeah, undeclared for the draft. I feel like now that they actually got a confident quarterback at that. Picked up some more pieces. Throw some pieces from Alabama too at that. I feel like they can make it. They can make some magic happen. Maybe, just maybe. That's my Cinderella thing.
I think the Cinderella pick. I think they just snatched the chain from Boise. I'm gonna go with
That's fair.
South Florida.
That is fair.
And you know, it might be your week one hype. I sure am. But hey, who's tackling Byron Brown? Who's tackling? Who is getting in that nigga chest? Not me. I don't know who is. Somebody better do it. Because they don't. He's running through your defenders. He's running through your entire defense. So I think Boise just got the chain snatched for, you know, the Cinderella story. But all Cinderella stories, the clock strikes midnight. So that's it for week one. That's all we have. If you like the video, leave a comment down below. Not sure Cinderella stories for this year. Maybe some other comments that you have about week one in college football. No, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, all right? Because when we reach 1,000 subscribers, I will be dropping the Stephon Diggs diss track, and that is a promise. With that, Sedge, do you have one last thing to say to the people before we head out?
Man, roll tide.
Go Tigers. And with that, we out.